Hey everybody!
Welcome to this week's episode of See Ya Real Soon!
One thing that we get asked a lot about is character dining. So we thought we would put an entire video together all about character dining and share with you guys everything that we know about character dining.
Yeah. So first, for those that don't know, what is character dining?
Character dining is a way to meet characters without waiting in long lines. Although not all characters always have long lines, but you know, when the lines are long, character dining can be a nice way to get out of the lines, out of the heat, into the air conditioning, eat, refresh, refuel.
It's more of an intimate setting. You really do get to talk with the characters for a good amount of time.
Right.
So as for some initial thoughts and upfront information, first off, what we think of is it's kind of expensive. You're paying for the experience.
Yep, character dining is a lot more than just regular meals in terms of dollars. And some of the meals are also 2 credits if you're on the dining plan. Some are 1 credit though. So part of why it seems so expensive compared to other restaurants is because the food quality is usually not the best. It's not usually poor, but it's not, you know, for a $30 character meal, you're not getting the same quality as a $30 steak or a $30 seafood dinner.
Yeah.
But a lot of the character meals are buffets, and they're family style meals, so you can eat a ton of food. So what you make up lack in quality, you can make up for in quantity and walk out of there
if you're anything like us, we're like, we paid $30 for this meal, we're gonna make this worth it, and we will literally eat till we are stuffed. It is...
Which is actually kind of debilitating
Yeah.
later in the day, because then you gotta walk outside really full, and now you're like just trying to go ride Splash Mountain, and you're just like, oh, I'm still feeling those French toasts and those pancakes and Mickey waffles. And
yeah, actually, I do plan my outfits around character meals. I'll wear a dress, so I'm still fitting in it when I walk out. It's true.
Yeah.
As for pictures, definitely bring your own camera. At most of them, PhotoPass is not available. If it is, it's only at the front. Otherwise, all pictures that are inside while you're eating would be with your camera.
Some of them have a picture like when you walk in with either like a statue of Mickey at Chef Mickey's, or other ones like that have similar things, but no character PhotoPass photographers throughout the meal. You have to use your own.
But we'll talk more about taking pictures and tips on that in a little bit.
One other thing to consider is what time you want to be eating your character meals at. It's actually really strategic to think about it, because if you're going to get to a park at 9 o'clock in the morning for rope drop, when the park opens and there's no lines, do you really want to be eating your character meal then? When all the rides have no line, then you get out and the lines are longer. So what we like to do is, if we're going to do an early character meal, we do it pre-rope drop.
And this is at the parks, if it's a character meal at the parks.
Yep. So usually the character meals in the parks open an hour before regular opening. So if the park, like Magic Kingdom, opens at 9 o'clock, the first reservations for Crystal Palace are usually around 8:05. Same thing with Cinderella's Royal Table. Those are all 8:05 for a 9 o'clock opening. Now, if there's extra magic hours in the morning, and the extra magic hours are at 8, it still only opens at 8:05. So
maybe not do a meal that day?
I would avoid doing it on extra magic hour days, if you can. If not, you know, make the best of everything.
But other than wanting to be the first one in line for all of the rides, what would be another reason why you'd want to do an 8:05 reservation?
Why? Oh, yeah, because you get to get into the park earlier than everybody else, so you get to take pictures in an empty park.
Especially at Magic Kingdom, there's nothing like that, being able to take pictures. And you get the PhotoPass people to themselves. We've had some awesome moments with PhotoPass photographers when no one else is in the park.
And I think you can see it in some of our older December trip videos, maybe, or even December or September of one year. We got into the parks early, and yeah, we got to do that. That was cool.
Yeah. So we said one of the benefits of doing character dining is that you don't have to wait in lines. So you want to make sure you also don't wait in lines to get into character dining or into the restaurant. So we really suggest using dining reservations.
Especially 6 months in advance, 180 days. If you want like Cinderella's Royal Table, which is a really tough one to get into. It's a little easier now than it used to be, but still.
And as for, I guess, what time of year you're going, really anytime, if you don't make a reservation, you'll probably be waiting at least 40 minutes or maybe not even get in at all. So we definitely recommend reservations. So that's just kind of general information that we wanted to throw out there, but let's kind of get into the nitty-gritty and start giving you some tips.
Let me find some tips. Beep, 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 beep. Found one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't remember.
What? Is that...
Oh, so now that you're in the restaurant, you've made your dining reservation, you've gotten into the restaurant, now your server's bringing you to your seat. First things first, pick a seat at your table based on taking pictures.
Yes, that is actually really important. I don't think we ever, because we both love it, we just kind of sit whoever sits. If it's like at Crystal Palace, I like to have the booth side, so Joe usually gets the more interactive side. But yeah, so that's basically why it would matter, is because you have to look at where the path is of where the characters come. And so if you want to be the one that gets the candid pictures and you're really the person in the party that enjoys interacting, then you want to be in the seat closest to where the character will come up, because that's some of the fun, is when they first come and approach you, and they usually do fun and exciting things.
Or they put their hands on you like this. Minnie did that to me. At Cape May.
She went.
Well, she didn't put her arm way up like this because she was actually like right behind me.
Oh, well, yeah, there's been a bunch of times we've had fun things, like they've put like over your eyes, or they've done things like that.
Take a girl bounce around with you.
Yes, and so with that, another way to be strategic is then to make sure the person that's further away, or anyone in the party that's further away, to have the camera ready so that they can get those candid shots for you.
And have that camera on. When you see that character, come and have the camera ready so that character's not there and you're going, oh, let me turn it on now, and then you miss all the stuff.
That's sad. Yeah, you definitely want to have that going. Or do video, whatever you're into. One thing we learned, we did, you might notice it in our videos, but at first we used to do just a lot of waving. We'd just be like, hi! That's like all the footage we had is just us waving with the character. Instead, try to interact with them. And that's kind of another thing we wanted to talk about. But we'll talk about that later. Don't worry about it. It's on our list.
So we mentioned keeping track of where the characters are coming from. Now the way you'll know that is when you get seated, your waiter or waitress should tell you, all right, the characters come around this way, and then you're here, and then they get here. And these are the tables they hit before you. If they don't tell you, ask when you are seated so that you know, okay, Goofy's 20 tables away, I have time to go get food. Or, oh, Goofy's 2 tables away, I better sit and get my bacon in a little while because Goofy's about to come and take a picture with me.
Right, because there are some restaurants, like I know Crystal Palace, like you can kind of like scope out while you're like grabbing your food, but there are other ones where the buffet is pretty far away, so you won't see them. But usually the server, or if there's a handler, if they see they missed you, they'll know to come back, but you might have to ask if they don't remember. Yeah. Speaking of handlers, there are handlers with each character, or around the restaurant in some way, and try to get their attention, or ask them if they can take pictures too, because sometimes when it's the two of us, it's very hard for us to get pictures with both of us with the characters, so usually we just have one with, I'll be with the character, then he will, so the handlers are usually really understanding about that. And if they aren't, or they're not around, or they can't help, what else could you do, Joe?
You could find a neighboring family and ask them to be your new friend and take a picture for them. And they'll take a picture for you. It's
a mutual relationship. And honestly, we've met some awesome people that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've made friends and gotten to know people, and it's nice to know that someone is always going to be there to take your picture.
Right.
Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver, and the other's gold.
Out with the old, in with the new.
I don't know that one.
One other important aspect is to know the character you're interacting with. So if you're interacting with Winnie the Pooh, maybe you ask him how his honey tastes, or if he's got any extra honey for you. Or, if you're hanging out with Tigger, ask him to bounce around with you. If you're hanging out with
Chip and Dale, tell them you're going to eat them.
Don't do that. That scares them off. Trust me, I know.
While you've got the character's attention, you're free to get an autograph as well. So have your autograph book ready and your pen, and have them sign away.
Now I know what you're thinking. I'm an adult. Can I meet the characters? trick question. At Disney World, there's no such thing as adults.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is a kid. And adults are just kids grown up.
Mm-hmm. Very true. So, it's really kind of up to you. If you're not into characters and you don't like interacting with them, we would not suggest character dining then, probably.
Yeah, because the food is not worth going to just for itself. It's really worth it for the characters.
And if you are, then it's a great time. And don't be afraid that you're an adult. Again, everyone's a kid. So you see us. We have no problems with interacting with characters. And we never have. It's always just been something we've enjoyed in some of our favorite memories, honestly.
Yep. And even if you're a parent, you guys can get involved too. You know? Kids love watching their parents get involved with characters. All right, so there are two different types of character dining. There's in-park dining and out-of-park dining. In-park dining is inside one of the Disney theme parks and requires a ticket for admission into the park.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're already planning on using a ticket for that day, go for those two. But if you want to just take a day off and not go into the parks, try and find one that's outside the parks.
And a resort.
So which ones are inside the parks? At Magic Kingdom, there are 2. Trick question 3.
3.
Disney tells you there's 2.
Mm.
That's because 1 is Cinderella's Royal Table.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most elusive character dining meals.
Elusive.
Elusive because it's one of the more harder ones to get into.
Well, you said it's been getting a little easier.
It has been getting a little easier because of the vast other opportunities out
For
there.
princesses, particularly. And that's something to think about with the Royal Table, is that it's princesses. So if you have kids that really aren't into that, then maybe not the best experience for them.
But it's inside the castle.
I know, so it's almost like those once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, like you might have to do it once, but it's totally up to you.
It is a bit expensive.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at paying cash, try breakfast. It's a lot cheaper than dinner.
Yes. We've never done breakfast, but there is that option.
Yep.
Also in Magic Kingdom, you can say food and friends and visit the 100-acre wood at Crystal Palace.
Yes, and that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the third one that Disney doesn't tell you about? That would be Our Guest for dinner. Be Our Guest dinner, you can meet the Beast.
Yes.
Although he's not guaranteed, but he's always there, so.
And he doesn't actually meet you at your table, so that might be the difference.
You get a picture with him on your way out.
Yes, and he does kind of walk by you at one point. There's like a whole like kind of
Procession.
It's very
Like,
cute.
welcome the Beast, and then he walks by.
Really cute.
And then he goes into his study, and he takes visitors, and you take your picture as you leave.
Yes.
But that's only dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not guaranteed, but he's always there. So.
At least when we've gone, I guess.
I guess that just covers their liability if one day they decide they don't want him there.
Yeah, he might just be having a bad day, Joe, you know?
Grrr! I told you never to come in here.
Next stop, Epcot!
The experimental prototype community of tomorrow. And at Epcot we have 2. We have 1, which is Akershish. Akershish.
I think we found out, didn't we?
So how do you pronounce the name of this restaurant?
Akashus.
What is it?
Akashus. Akashus.
It's Akershish.
Akershish.
It's in Norway. And that is a princess buffet / family style meal.
Mm-hmm.
There is a cold buffet, which has like oatmeal during breakfast and stuff like that. And then they bring you
Eggs, the bacon.
Yeah. I don't know about the other meals because we've only done breakfast, but I assume it's similar.
Mm-hmm. And with anything that we are sharing today, it's constantly changing. Everything's always changing at Disney, so definitely check official sources before making any reservations or making a decision. All right, now you're going to want to make your way out of the World Showcase and head over to the land,
where you'll find the second character meal, which is Garden Grill. And Garden Grill only serves dinner. Garden Grill spins around and around and around and around and around, so your view is constantly changing. It'll make you violently ill as it spins at 35 miles per hour.
Chicken! You don't even notice it moving.
Until you get to, all of a sudden, you're like eating your food and you'll be like, oh, I have a different view. And then you'll be like,
it's a little
oh, I have another view.
But there you'll find Chip and Dale and Friends, and they're kind of in like farmer outfits. They're so cute. Or
And
like Western.
Yep, and it's family style.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
Yes.
Because the family style is kind of like a buffet, except for they bring you like a platter of stuff, and then when you finish it, they just bring you more. And then you finish it, and they bring you more. It's like all you can eat, but you don't get to go up and take what you want. They just keep bringing it to you.
But they only bring you more of what you want more of, which is nice too. Because
So
some
if
things
you don't like sausage, they won't bring you more sausage. But if you love bacon, they'll just keep bringing you the bacon.
And again, that's only dinner, right?
That's only dinner at Garden Grill. So there's no sausage and bacon. But
I was going to say that. I was like, why
there is like macaroni and cheese with goldfish.
Yes. I think that was like part of the kids' meal, so we might have to ask about that. But that was kind of fun.
Moving on to Hollywood Studios. You have the Disney Junior characters at Hollywood and Vine, a character buffet.
We've never been there.
Because we don't have kids and we don't watch Hollywood and Vine type Disney Junior shows.
Yeah. But check out reviews. There are characters there, so you might enjoy it.
It's a typical Disney buffet.
Yeah.
With Disney Junior characters. Now we move on to Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom. There is one in Animal Kingdom. And he stars the one, the only, Donald Duck! He is at Donald Duck's Tusker House. And the Tusker House has the best breakfast juice, the Jumbo Juice. Or Jungle Juice, or whatever it is.
I know, we always forget.
But it is amazing.
Wicked good.
I need to make that at home. And Tusker House is an all-you-can-eat buffet, so you can go up and get what you want. And their food is very similar to other buffets, but they do have a little bit of an African twist on things.
Yeah, they seem to have a little bit more variety than some of the other ones we've seen.
Yep.
All right, we're out of the parks. We have no admission. Where do we go?
Our first stop will be the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, where you can find 1900 Park Fare, a princess dining.
Yes, it can vary with characters. It's not all princesses.
Sometimes
seen
Alice and Mad Hatter, White Rabbit.
Yes.
Those types of characters.
Yeah, so that one can
Princes, princesses sometimes. It's all over the place.
Princesses are there?
We don't go for dinner, so yes.
What? You've been hiding this from me. That one's a buffet.
It's a buffet, and it's
breakfast and dinner?
Breakfast and dinner usually, and maybe they have lunch sometimes. I don't know. Most of the ones outside of the parks don't have lunch because everyone's at the park during lunch.
All right, we're hopping on the monorail.
Next stop, Disney's Contemporary Resort, where we'll hit up Chef Mickey's.
Yes, and that is breakfast
and dinner, except for sometimes lunch during busy seasons.
Yes, we've only been for breakfast, and we've enjoyed it. It's pretty good, and it's got Mickey and friends.
Yep, it's a buffet.
And he's a chef.
Yes.
Get it? Chef Mickey, and he's a chef. Who would have thought? It was crazy. First time I was there, I was like, why are you a chef? This is weird.
I know. And he actually cooks your food in front of you.
What? No, he doesn't.
Next is Cape May Cafe.
Yes!
Cape May Cafe is at the Beach Club.
And that is only breakfast.
Yes, they have dinner, but it's not characters, so be careful. And there is Beach
Not
Club
Mickey.
attire. No Mickey.
No Mickey.
There is Minnie and Friends.
Yep.
Which when we went was Goofy and Pluto.
Yes, but we heard sometimes Chip and Dale.
And they're in bathing suits.
Yes, so cute.
And again, typical buffet food.
Sailor Donald, like really? Can't beat it. Maybe with Frontier Donald, but we won't go into that.
Hey Anna, hey oh Ohana.
That really was not accurate to Ohana. It is not Frozen
Ohana,
as of yet.
Ohana, Ohana.
But Ohana is Lilo and Stitch. Like, why? Wow, that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense.
Polynesian, it's Hawaii.
I'm totally kidding.
Oh, okay.
And I'm really offended that you got seriously.
Alright, anyways, theirs is family style.
Yep. Oh my god, Ohana family style. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's Ohana style.
And moving on.
We've never been there, by the way, so look at other reviews for that. We've only been there for dinner where there is no characters. They totally shit, though.
Pants on Fire. I've been there. In my ute.
It's gonna go get you, Joe. He's coming after me. Give Minnie a hug.
We won't tell, Goofy. Don't worry.
Now we're going to move on to loosely defined character meals.
Oh.
I don't really define these as full character meals. Well, except for Garden Grove. But Garden Grove is weird. It's only weekends, breakfast, and it's just, the schedule's all over the place.
But it kind of looks fun. If you look at pictures, there's like a tree in the middle of it.
It's a Disney swan.
Yeah, and it seems like they said they have, like, kind of Not common
Stop looking at me,
characters.
Swan. That was a really bad impression. I'm so sorry to everybody out there.
But moving on, now look up our Garden Grove if you're interested. It is at Swan. And yeah, now as for ones that we kind of think of, if you're not into maybe some of the characters, but still looking for like a really good time and where people act as characters almost, there's a couple that I can
And
think
they're
of.
both at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground.
Resort and Spa.
I almost said resort and spa, which would be really weird. Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. And that is
Yes.
Mickey's Backyard Barbecue, which we've never done, so
Right.
we cannot tell you anything about it.
But
other
I
than
think
it's
we
a
don't
barbecue.
think of it as a character dining because I think it's more of a show. So I don't know if you actually interact with them. I guess don't take that.
And the other one at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground is Yahoo! Hoopty, hoopty, hoopty,
Oh my god, that's my favorite.
I hope you guys
Experience.
can bear all of that.
6-bit! We love Hoop-Dee-Doo.
And 6-bit.
Yes, yeah. It's just amazing. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Just grin.
And
bear
bear
it. No. Tolerate it.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, really? It's such a good time. Again, one where the food's not super great, but the show, we kind of can't beat it, so. We love it. So, you must be dying to know.
We're just dying to have you.
Oh my gosh.
Hurry back. Hurry back. Make final arrangements now.
Could you imagine? The whole time I just imagined a miniature Joe on the top of the door. But seriously, do you guys want to know what our favorite dining experiences are?
Or character dining even.
Mm-hmm. Specific. Wow, you guys are specific. Okay.
My favorite character dining is at, since we aren't counting Hoop-Dee-Doo because that would be number one.
Right.
My favorite character dining is at the Crystal Palace and Tusker House.
Yeah.
I like both of those. Tusker House for the food, Crystal Palace also for the food. And so the reasons I love Tusker House are the Jamba Jungle Juice. I love the differences in the buffet that it has to other stuff and the characters themselves. And the reasons I love Crystal Palace, one is the Mediterranean pasta salad, which I make all the time at home.
Do.
And I also love Pooh's Puffed French Toast for breakfast, which is like fried dough French toast stuff. It's really good, covered in sugar.
We should learn how to make those. Probably not, though.
Yeah, that'd be really bad for me here. And then what else?
just
Those are the
love
only
Pooh
two
and
reasons I love
Friends.
them. Yeah, I love the characters of those.
Yeah, and I don't know. That one, like, is kind of nostalgic to us just because it used to be a tradition that on the first day we used to always go to that.
It was the first place. We went there the first day of our first Disney trip ever. We landed and we went there for right before we got engaged.
That was fun. As for my favorites, I picked two as well, and my first one is Garden Grill. I love the Garden Grill. We've been there a few times now, and I think it's because I love Chip and Dale as part of it. I love their interaction with Joe, and I also just love that it's in the land that you can oversee the ride, which is so much fun. That is the one thing. I don't know if you can request it. You might not be able to. We've always just been lucky, but there are two spots that you can...
Two tiers. There's
two
upper
tiers.
and lower.
And the upper, you can't really see as well, I don't think. So if you can get the bottom, that is better. And that's what we've always had, and you're able to see the ride, which is fun. It's fun that it just moves. Like, what kind of restaurant does that?
Yep.
And I just like the family style. I like being able to sit there, having a server, and then them bringing more
I like
food.
the mac and cheese that comes with goldfish.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese with goldfish in it, people. I also like the salad.
Yeah, I like the salad. Ooh, the rolls with the special butter, the maple syrup butter.
So good. And the dessert is seasonal. Is usually really good too.
Yeah. And as for my second, I like Chef Mickey's. That's another one we used to do all the time. I think one trip we did it twice because we were there. We did three. We did. I remember that. I was like, I remember one trip we did it like a bunch.
We were there for 16 days, our first trip, and we did it 3 times.
3 times. It was great every time. But I like that one because it's Mickey and Friends, which is fun. I like that buffet for some reason. I think they have different eggs, or like they have the
Cheesy omelet?
the cheesy omelet, and
They
I
have
think they have
pizza. Breakfast
the
pizza.
breakfast pizza, which is good. And
Breakfast peaches would be a little weird.
yeah, it would be, but hey, I'd try it. And then the environment's fun, as I said. They like do a song, which actually they do the poop parade, which is fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace. So hopefully that helped clear things up for you on character meals and maybe taught you a little bit and entertained you along the way.
Hopefully we answered some of your questions and maybe convinced a few of you that were thinking of doing it. And those who have been before, we'd love to hear what your favorite character dining is.
So let us know in the comments below the location of your favorite character meal, and if it's specific, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like maybe you only like Ohana at dinner. Well, that wouldn't make any sense.
No.
Maybe you only like Chef Mickey's dinner, but you don't like Chef Mickey's breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And maybe you like akershush for lunch.
Yeah, because we haven't even done them all, so we'd like to hear from you and get some tips from some of y'all. I just used y'all. That happened. And until next time,
See y'all real soon.
Yeah, that happened as well. Am I out?
You're something.
Really excited. We're trying a little different background. And we're excited because we have no, I'm gonna keep saying excited. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Jesse!
Okay, sorry.